Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap. This is our our pre-market trade plan setup. Each morning we come together and take a look at the market structure, the macro to the micro, and then we drill down, determine where our trade levels are going to be, what our targets are going to be, and what our main hypotheses are. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in finding out more about what we do here, we do a pre-market session, then we do live trading and analysis during the course of the trading day. Send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com or send me a Skype request at Doug_McKay. I'll be the one from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Or you can just simply give me a call, 647-545-8065. For more videos like this one, do a search on YouTube for Quantum Leap Futures, and please follow me on Twitter at Crazy2, spelled with a K. Okay, so let's just get the disclaimer out of the way. This information is for the purpose of educating members who want to expand their knowledge of the business of trading. It's not for trading or investment advice. You and only you are responsible for the trades or investment decisions you make. Trading futures or any instrument involves risk loss. Please consider carefully whether futures or options are appropriate to financial situation. Only risk capital should be used when trading futures or options. Investors could lose more than their initial investment. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence and your own trade plan. Okay, so quickly taking a look at yesterday. Yesterday, our main hypothesis was a rotational day with a downside bias to test that 21-23 area, possibly extend it down to the ATR down target, which was at 1575, with 1912 being the next big level below us. And we were using 1929.25 as our key trade level. We tried to dip down below. I took this short, and this one was a loser. That went right to my scale, didn't fund me, and then it rotated back against me. But then when it came back down again, I took the short again and got the win down to the bottom side. I got chopped up in here. I was likely to battle back at the end of the day and end up with just over 10 points. But it was a tough day trading. I started out with a loss, and then I made it all back. Got up to, I think, 12 points at one point in time, and then I took a couple trades here, had two losers in a row, and gave most of it back. And then I got that one long that was really nice into the close, and made it back. Overnight, we dipped down. We had this big move down. I don't know if it was news related or what it was, but we moved down, and then we created what was a bear flag, and I put the drawing in the room last night, and we had some downside measured moves to some of our targets down here. But when it broke the flag, we only got down to 12.5, so really only gave me 4 points on that move, and then it rotated back up and through. So we are finding some support down in that 12 area. Even though we didn't hit it yesterday, our low yesterday in the RTH session was 17.75. Overnight, when they did go down and test that area, the buyers did step in. Remember, 12 was our next big destination below us, and we came down, pushed through it just slightly to 10.5, and then found support in around the 12, and the buyers stepped in and rotated this up all through the night up into the overnight high at 41.75. But we'll get into more of that. I always like to start my day with a basic chart, starting with the monthly. Just taking a look at where we are in the trend in terms of the different time frames. I use a 9 EMA and a 20 SMA, and basically I'm looking for slope and separation and where trends are being challenged. You can see that we are challenging the trend. We broke below the 9 and the 20, closed below it last month. We're still below it this month. We've tried to come up and test both the 9 and the 20, couldn't get above it, fell back down, and currently right now we're trading below it. A retest of the 20 SMA takes us back up into the 1993 75 area. So just keep an eye on that. But the trend itself has been challenged and violated. On the weekly, we do have a start of a pretty strong trend, good slope, good separation. We came up back and tested the 9 EMA from below, failed off it, and so far, we're trading below the 9 and the 20 with slope and separation to the downside. On the daily, we had similar pattern there, came up, tried to get back above, closed above the 9 and the 20, and now we failed again, and we're trading below the 9 and the 20. No real slope and separation, but the sideways consolidation, we're on the weak side of it right now on the daily. And going down into the intraday, you can see that we do have this downward trend on the 4-hour, although we've just closed above the 9 and we're trying to hold the 9 right now. Went up, didn't quite get to the 20 SMA, but the trend is being challenged to the downside on the 4-hour. Things start to flip around when we move to the shorter time frames. You can see that the 30-minute now has an upward trend. We do have a naked VPOC, I'm sorry, a naked cross, I should say, down here at 1921 and a quarter. There's a key level that I'm watching, which is this 1940 50 area. If we fail to get back above that 1940-50 and we break below that 1927 50 area, then I'm expecting a move down to test some of these lower levels. Although yesterday was a doji day, and typically after a down move and a doji, we'll get some upward rotation. But we'll talk about that. Just going down the last to the 15-minute, 5-minute, we've got sideways consolidation. We had a strong trend up after that move down to the 1050 area last night. And then once we get up here, we're basically in consolidation mode. All right, so taking a look at the structure, you can see that we're still inside of this overall microcomposite value area with the high up here at 79.50 and the low down here at 1908. Our big destination target below is this 1912 area. We didn't hit it yesterday. We bounced off of the CLVN right here at 1750 and rotated back into the close, giving us a doji day. Now, typically, you can see when we get doji days on a gap down or on a move down, here's an example. Here's a doji day. After a gap down, we moved up. Here's the gap down with a doji day, and we gapped up on this. Here's a gap down in a doji day, and we moved up. So typically, you should see a move up. The key line in the sand today, and if we expect to rally, continue this rally up, is this 1940-50. I'll be watching this 1940-50 like a hawk. If we get above it, then I'm expecting the continuation of the rally up to 43 and a test of the 48.75, which has been our key line in the sand. It's our secondary key line in the sand above the 1940-50. And then if we get above that, then I'm looking for a move up into the 52.75 area. 52.75 is our weekly value area low for both time and values. One's 53 and a quarter, one's 52 and a quarter, I think. I've got it marked on the chart. And then if we get above that, continuation up into what is the where we tried to hold value at 50 7, and then where the overall value or most accepted price up at the 1960 and a quarter, going back to that breakdown day. The VPOC, the microcomposite VPOC, is still up at 1960 and a quarter. If we fail to get above the 1940, there's a key. We had a double distribution day yesterday with the LVN being at 1927.50. Overnight LVN was also 1927 and a quarter. So I'll be watching that as our key line in the sand below, because if we get below that, then we'll come down into the lower distribution. We left value behind. The VPOC from yesterday is still down at 1923. So if we get below that 27.50, I'm expecting a big move down. And then if we get below the 27, then I think we will come down and visit some of these lower prices again, down in the 12 and the 08. And if we get below the 08, I'm looking for a move into the 1898.75 and 1897 level. So let's take a look at what happened overnight. Our overnight low is down at 1050. Our overnight high is up at 41.75. And our VPOC, which is likely not going to change, is 1937. Oops. And really, this has been a pretty toothy overnight move. Very, very ugly looking profile. A lot of HVNs, no clear distribution. We've got that 27 and a quarter LVN right here, just above the midpoint at 26 and a quarter, and just above the VWAP at 28.75. But because of yesterday being a double distribution day, I'm really watching this 27.50. Other than that, there's not a lot that we can look at from overnight. So we don't need that anymore. We'll get rid of that. Expand this out. Let me take a look at these levels a little bit closer. All right, so we're currently trading in the upper distribution, and the HVN in the upper distribution is this 33 area. Just below it, we have the value area high from yesterday at 31.50. I'm going to use that as my first trade level here. And then above us is a little bit more convoluted, because we've got the overnight VPOC, our most traded price, at 37, and our value, our range high from the RTH yesterday is 36.75. And there's really not much to guide us, above that level. So basically, I'm going to use this this swing high, this closing swing high at 35. And I'm going to use the 35 as a trade area, because if we get above the 35, then I think we're going to challenge that 37. And then, if we break through the 37, continue through to test that 40.50, which of course is going to be the key line in the sand for higher prices. If we break above that, you got the overnight high at 41.75. You've got the 43 and a quarter microcomposite VPOC. And then you've got that range low from Monday at 44 and a quarter. I'm going to use that as a trade area. And above that, then I'm looking for a bigger move up into this 48.75. And then above there, things really get interesting, because you've got a naked VPOC at 52.50. You've got the weekly value area low and the weekly value area volume low, all in this 52 to 53 with our 20-day ATR target to the upside at 55.25. So I really like the long above this 48.75 into this whole level up here where we've got a big amount of confluence. Our overnight low is 19.1050 and our 20-day ATR is 44.86. So the ATR upside target is 55. And then just above, you've got a CLVN, I'm sorry, a VPOC at 57 for the 2 days where we tried to hold value. So I'm going to be using that 57 as a possible area where if they come up here and come into this 52 and 55 and try to push through, whether or not the sellers will step in here at the 57. If they don't, then the clear target above and the next big destination above is that 60.25, which is the microcomposite VPOC for this whole value that we've been gapping around and trading in. And then above that, you've got the 62, and that's been shifted now to 63.25. And you've got this, look at that. Send this to the back. You've got 63.25, and then just above it, you've got 63.50, which is the naked close from Monday. And then above that, you've got the 68.50 now. And that's just below our weekly IB at 69, and then above that, we've got 70.25, 75.50, and then all our levels are all up there. I mean, the big destination up here is this 85 microcomposite VPOC and naked VPOC. If we get below this, this 31 value area low, that takes out our naked close if we come down here and test that. And then if we get down here, there's not much holding us up. Okay, you've basically got 29.50, but I don't think it's 29.50. I mean, you get 29.25 as your your closing swing low, but I'm watching this 27.25. I think it's all about this 27.25. You've got the midpoint, you've got the LVN from the double distribution, you've got the VWAP. If we get below that, then I'm looking for a move down into this 23 and take out the naked VPOC. You might want to keep an eye on this 25.25. There's an HVN right there, so you can actually use that as a secondary entry too here at 25 into the 23. And then below that we have the microcomposite value area low, and then below that is the weekly IB low and the range low, and there, you've got the CLVN at 1750 below this weekly IB. Then I'm looking for a move down to 1350, take out of the 12, test the overnight low, and come down here and test the key line in the sand, which is now at 850. And below 850, then we've got the 0350, the 1900, the 9875, and then the ATR downside target off of the overnight high at 4175 is down here at 97. And then all our targets to the low side all remain the same. So really, the key level, right? You're now below, you're back inside of value right now. Draghi must be saying some nasty things. We're coming down, going to test this 27.25, and to me, this will, this 27.25 and this 40.50 are going to tell this the tale today. If we get below this 27.25, I think we see a down day with a move down to test some of these lower levels. We could get stuck in this lower wick most of the day, but if we get outside of value and we get above the range and we test this 40-50 and break it, then I think we're going to see a move up into some of these higher numbers, specifically the key one being at 43 and then 48.75. Taking a quick look at, geez, I would have liked to take that trade too, but oh well. That's what happens. I don't get to trade during this 30 minutes. Just taking a look at, let's move this over so we can keep an eye on this and move this to the back. Testing that overnight Globex VWAP right now. Taking a look at gold. Gold is consolidating. Need to change this now and draw me a new one. So currently right now, VPOC is at 32.90. We're testing this this 29 area, the CLVN. If we get below that, you can see that within this longer time frame down here, our next big target is going to be this 25.10, which is the 2-day microcomposite VPOC, and then possibly even test the 1121, 1122 area. Anything below that, look for a move down into the 1718 area, but the big destination is still down here at this 1106 area. If we get back down below this value at 2122 area. Above it, if we hold above it, look for a rotation back up into the 33 with a move to test the CHVN and the microcomposite value area high up here at 37. And if we can get above that, a test of the range high and then move to this 43, 44 area. And anything above that, then I'm looking for that bigger move up still into the 54, 55 range. That's what I'm looking at. Let's take a look at the news. I know that Draghi is speaking. What other news we have coming for us today? So core retail sales for Canada came out flat. 9 a.m. We've got Draghi speaking right now, which is on right now, and then 9:45 we've got flash manufacturing, and then we got crude, and later this afternoon Lockhart speaks. Man, this guy likes to talk a lot, doesn't he? And then nothing else other than that. So that's going to complete the pre-market session. We're testing this 27.50 right now. If we break below it, get short into that 25 and 23 with a possible continuation down to 20.50. Break at 20.50, look for us to test that 17.75 range low and weekly IB, and a break below the weekly IB takes us down to test the overnight low and these lower prices down here. If we bounce off of here, look for them come to rotate back up into the close and take out the naked close at our close is at 31.50. So that's what I'm looking at. Let's just take a quick look at where we are in the Keltner. We're possibly setting up for a Keltner lower line walk. Then we get a single Renko reversal and then close below the lower Keltner line, or we close below the lower Keltner line. On this particular bar, that'll probably take us down, break below the 27, and I look for a walk down to this 25 area, possibly even continuation down to 23. Double Renko reversal puts us above the 24-hour VWAP and give us a move into that 3150 and a break above that double Renko reversal right now. Target is going to be somewhere in around the 3450 to 3375 area by the time we get there. Above the Keltner center line, a move up to the upper Keltner takes the back up to test that key line in the sand at 4050. You can see how all that is playing out on the Keltner. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.